Yo, yo, yo. What is up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the ACC show. Yeah, turkeys are down. Yeah, turkeys are down bad. Some of them actually think that they're going to get Shane Beamer to leave South Carolina to come there. I got news for you. They're not, and he's not. Not only can they not afford him, I don't think he has any interest in going there. The only reason people are bringing up Shane Beamer's name is because of his dad coaching there. Yeah, and he did go to school there. But why would South Carolina is in a better position right now, a better program than Virginia Tech is? I mean, look. If he got fired from South Carolina and there was a job opening at Virginia Tech and they offered him the job, yeah, probably would take it. But he's not leaving there now. So the question is, who will be the next head coach there? I mean, the coaching search is on. You'll see a lot of the same names. I wish I had that list. I saw a list the other day after the firing happened. And boy, it was just like every other list you see when any coach is fired. Urban Meyer, Ed Orgeron, names like that. Urban Meyer's not going to coach Virginia Tech. I'm sorry. He's not. Yes, of course, I always have a spot for you, Rec. What kind of question is that? Of course I do. As a matter of fact, I'd prefer it, sir. Does Miami look like the best team in college football right now? They probably have the best resume. They definitely have the best offensive line in college football. I don't even think it's debatable. They have virtually an NFL offensive line. So, I don't know. I think the answer is yes, I guess. I mean, they're definitely in the top three best right now. Yeah, Rich. We'll talk about that. Dabo does this every time that he gets criticism from the fans. He talks about he'll just coach somewhere else if we're not happy about it. That's what he does. The weird thing is he's done this before. He's done this a couple times. I watched the entire press conference with Dabo Swinney today, which there was a lot going on there. I might not ought to play it, but it's so long. You know how Dabo does. Dabo goes on these 10 and 15 minute long rants. I don't want to take up the entire show with Dabo Swinney's press conference, but nobody asked him about being fired. Nobody. But he brings it up. He knows he's not getting fired. And he knows he's not walking away from a $100 million contract. So why even say it? Yeah. just it really got old when he first did it the first time. It gets even older when he does it now. Yeah, he's not getting fired. He's just not. And you know what? I'm not saying he should be right now. I mean, you know, if he puts together a couple of 8-4, 7-5 seasons, then yeah. But he has earned a little bit of leeway. He's, you know, there is that. But outside of a few fans on Twitter saying to fire him, nobody in Clemson is saying to fire him. So I don't even know why he says it. I don't even know why he brings it up. It's weird. Oh, no. Hey, Kirby's belt. According to Dabo Swinney, the first 5 minutes of this press conference was him saying that he does not read, he's not on the internet. He doesn't read the newspapers about him. He doesn't read the internet comments. So, according to him, he doesn't see the crap on the internet. He said the only reason he knew that people were mad is because former players and other coaches are texting him and saying they're praying for him. So, I don't know. It's just whatever. Dabo gonna do Dabo things, I guess. This is one of the things that he does on a consistent basis. And then he does the thing he does every time that he gets criticism too, is he starts, you know, saying, well, you know, if you're giving up on the team, then you were never all in to begin with. So he's being the fan police. There's nothing worse than the fan police. And when a coach does it, it's even worse. Because I don't know who Dabo Swinney thinks is filling that stadium every week and donating to IPTE, which is the booster club. And, I mean, Dabo Swinney's the highest paid public employee in the state of South Carolina. But to him, I saw a great, I think I shared it with somebody, I can't remember who I shared it with. Somebody posted on Twitter today, said, I just took a shit on the bathroom floor. But Dabo Swinney said it's okay because most of the time I shit in the toilet. Nothing to see here. I thought that was funny. Oh, boy. All right, guys, we're gonna get started here in just a second. I see my co-host is here. I know he's got a lot to say about last week's game in Atlanta. And we'll hear from Rec Talk here when he gets home in a few minutes as well. We'll go over the games that happened last week. We'll talk about the games this week. And of course, we'll talk about the ACC as a whole. And the way it looks right now after 3 weeks. Megan says, I'm not trolling Clemson here. I truly like Dabo. He's just not very bright, the guy's from Alabama. I like Dabo too, but I mean, he might put his foot in his mouth more than any other coach that I've seen in a long time. Do I think Clemson's making the playoffs? No. Why would anybody think that? It'd take a miracle for that to happen. You guys do know the deal, though. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, support the channel. I don't care about it, but YouTube really does a lot. Oh, other ways you can support the channel, you can share it, too. on the tweeter machine or whatever. Snapchat. Can you share stuff on Snapchat? I guess you can. I don't know. I'm not on Snapchat, but I'm assuming you can. What's up, Keel? Says, go Buckeyes. Love the show. Pete, I appreciate you. Well, Dabo is the ultimate. We're just one play away from winning every game. Well, okay, maybe. Yeah, we're one play away from being 3-0, or 2 plays away from being 3-0. Well, if that's the case, you're also 1 or 2 plays away from being 0-3. So it works both ways, buddy. Who's better, South Carolina or Clemson? I don't know. They're both pretty bad. I don't know. I guess we'll find out in November. I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you one thing about the South Carolina game this week. From a betting standpoint, I'm all over Missouri at minus 13.5. I don't know what it is now. I bet it yesterday at minus 13.5. But Missouri, hold on, let me turn this music off. Let's get this show started. Starting to get my nerves now. It's going to take a couple of minutes of that. What's up, Sea-Dog?
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah, I'll get to you in just a second. But I want to finish my thought. Do you know that Missouri has the number 4 total offense in the country and the number 5 total defense in the country right now after 3 weeks?
Yeah, I was hearing them. Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. So I'm all over Missouri. They got to travel to Missouri. I don't know. Does anybody in the chat know the status of Lenore Sellers? He got a concussion last week. Is he going to play this week? I'm sure they probably. I'm sure they're going to say he's day to day or something. So maybe there is no answer on that. But without Sellers, they got no shot. So, but even if he does play, I don't know. They got other problems too. Defense is not playing well. Their offensive line's pretty bad. It's really he's really like 90% of the offense. So, anyway, all right. Welcome to the show, everybody. Appreciate you being here. I was in Atlanta last week with Sea-Dog and Rec Talk, and we had a great time. I mean, despite the outcome of the game, I did have a great time, and I really appreciate the hospitality that both these guys showed me. I just saw that Joe the pilot was in here. So Clemson took a loss on the football field, but Clemson did not take a loss on the pickleball court. I absolutely destroyed these 2 nerds on the pickleball court. I know you'll appreciate that. Joe the pilot's a pickleballer, like me.
Yeah, whatever you say.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't have to say it. The record speaks for itself. Just like Clemson is 1-2, the record speaks for itself. I was undefeated against the nerds. So that record speaks for itself, too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anything you want to say about that? Or
moral victory, if I've ever heard one.
No. But I talked my shit leading into it, and I backed it up. Talking shit's okay as long as you back it up, right, Slim?
I would destroy you in Super Smash Bros.
Is that a video game?
Yep.
Thomas
Yeah, you
would agree.
You would definitely destroy me in probably any video game because I don't play video games.
Yeah, I don't play pickleball.
I know, it's obvious. Oh man. Anyway, so I spent the first few minutes talking about Dabo Swinney. Did either of you see his press conference today?
Oh, you made me look it up.
I saw a clip of it.
Yeah, I think Dabo is having a mental breakdown right in front of our very eyes.
First of all, I watched the entire thing. It was painful. That could have been a much shorter press conference, but first of all, I expected this. He does these pressers every Tuesday morning. And I expected some of the questions to go. And by the way, nobody gave him any real hard questions. I mean, it wasn't like they were setting him up to go on this rant. All the lady asked him was, and I can't remember who the reporter was, but all she asked him was, how do you respond to the criticism that's going around about the team right now? That's all she had to say. He could have said a lot of things that lasted 5 seconds and moved on to the next question. But he went on a 10 or 15 minute rant. First of all, about how I'm not on the internet, so I don't see any of that stuff. I don't read anything in the newspapers about me. Goes into
Which we all know is a lie.
Goes into the, well, he said the only reason he knows that things are bad, and this was his words, not mine. He said the only reason I know things are bad is because people start texting me saying they're praying for me, like former coaches and players of his. But then he goes into this diatribe about how my identity is not tied to football, my identity is tied to Jesus Christ, and all this stuff. And then then he goes on the whole "woe is me" campaign about how, well, the fans don't appreciate me. They don't appreciate what I've done here. He starts naming all the previous accolades that he's had, over the past 17 years, and the ACC championships and the national championships and blah, blah, blah. And if Clemson doesn't want me here, they can send me packing and I'll go coach somewhere else and win there. Actually, his exact words were, if Clemson doesn't want to win anymore, I'll go win somewhere else.
See, that right there says a lot to me, and I heard that too. And that says to me that Dabo has fully jumped the shark, and he thinks he's bigger than the Clemson football program.
Well, the thing is, nobody asked him about being fired. So he's the one that keeps bringing up being fired, and he knows goddamn well he's not getting fired. They're not going to fire him. I don't think the administration or the athletic department or the athletic director or the president wants him to be fired or is even thinking about firing him after a 1-2 start. So why even bring it up?
So
also,
and if your identity is not a football coach, then go thump your Bible in Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
On a missionary trip.
Also, he's not walking away. So he's not walking away from a $100 million contract. So why even say it?
I just caught my breath because I heard you talking shit, so I ran up the steps, which you're now familiar with. First of all, fuck you, pickleball. I'm good. Second of all, this is like, when I first got on YouTube, we talked about this because he was doing this spiel when I first got on YouTube. I'm going to make a video about it. This is like when you get in an argument with your wife, for anyone that's been married, and there's cards you can throw that change the dynamic of the relationship. One of them is, well, why don't you just divorce me then? If you don't love me, why don't you just divorce? That's what Dabo's doing here.
Right.
And you do that to shut the conversation down, which is, it seems like he wants to, like, the criticism is getting to him. It's bizarre. He brought up like his sister or something that had cancer. Like,
He goes, he said, having a bad football team or losing games isn't the hardest thing that's ever happened in my life. I watched my sister die in the hospital of breast cancer. I mean, it's like, what? What planet are you on, dude? And then
what does that have to do?
It has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel bad his sister died, but it has nothing to do with the football team.
Right. It shocked me. Didn't you say you're 119th in total offense?
Yeah, 119th in total offense. Cade Klubnik is not the leading rusher because he can't rush. That's clear. But he's the leading carrier, which makes no sense. But then Dabo Swinney, after all that, goes into another rant. Of course, now it's not enough that he's saying, well, if Clemson wants me gone, I'll go coach somewhere else. Then he has to do, then of course he has to attack the fans. This is what he does. Well, if you're not bought into what we're doing here, then you were never bought in to begin with. You weren't all in. It's like, man, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's another deflection. Like, any criticism means you're not a Clemson fan.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
So
I think I text you back like, this is just an awful look for Dabo. I don't know why.
You know what he sounds like? He sounds like a Miami fan talking to me for the past 20 years. Anytime I criticize and actually point out what's wrong with this fucking team or this program, I'm not a real fan.
You know, when he starts, and he didn't use the word fan, so I think he's talking partially to the fans, but I also think in a very bold move by Dabo Swinney, he's talking to the boosters. Because I believe him when he says he's not on social media. I've never seen him on there. But guess who he is hearing criticism from? If he's not hearing it from the internet or newspapers, he's hearing it from the people who are donating millions of dollars to the football program.
Which pay 90% of his salary.
Yeah.
Like, he is the highest paid in South Carolina. They probably pay $1.5 million of his salary, and the rest is paid by your athletic department.
Well, no, he's a state.
Most states have a cap on what you, because he's technically a state employee, and pretty much every state has a cap on what state.
Yeah, he is technically the highest paid state employee in the entire state of South Carolina right now, and has been for a while, actually.
Well, what is he in nationally? He's got to be like second.
His contract.
Three, definitely.
He makes $11.5 million a year plus incentives. That's his base salary, and it's pretty much all guaranteed unless he leaves and takes another job. There's some clauses in there. I remember when he got the extension. You know, if you leave, and there's one clause in there that says if you leave and go to Alabama, not anywhere else. If you leave and go to Alabama, then you owe us X amount of dollars back. So
okay, so as of 2024, he was the second highest paid. Just the first article, only Kirby made more than him. This to me is the whole thing. You're at a minimum top 5 highest paid coach in the country. That rightfully comes with the expectation that you're not going to be 1 and 2 at this juncture. I mean, right?
Well, when he decided to go on a rant of his accolades and everything he's done, once you set that kind of standard, that becomes the expectation.
But you're getting paid for that expectation. Like, this isn't a charity.
Well, and then you know, the last part of the last 5 minutes or so, I don't know. This was a 20-minute long rant without any other questions coming in, just him talking. It was him just listing off you know, since I've been hired statistics, all the wins, all the championships, all this, all that. And I mean, look, he does kind of make a good point. He's like, we won the ACC 8 out of the last 10 years, including last year. But that doesn't excuse you this year of criticism of the way the football team looks, especially since you've just half of Clemson's coaching tree is former players of Clemson.
Yeah, and him saying, like, if I go somewhere else, you know, y'all don't want to win. He didn't do this by himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the other weird thing. Like, you had the whole staff, all the money that these people who are probably criticizing you gave you to field these teams and these facilities to recruit. Like, we all, I think, are like, yes, he gets a leash, but this interview kind of kicked his own legs out from under him with that grace, you know?
Well, and I don't have a problem with half of his staff being Clemson alum, as long as they're qualified for the job. Like, every fan base hears this. You need to hire, you know, name your former great player to coach this position coach. And that's all well and good as long as they have the resume to back it up and be at that and coach at that level of football.
Yeah. I don't think, I just think it's I guess, I don't know who was it earlier that said he thinks he's bigger than the Clemson program, but the arrogance of saying if Clemson doesn't want to win anymore, then I'll go win somewhere else. Like, in other words, I'm a winner and whoever you replace me with will be a loser. That's what he's saying when he says that.
And he's also saying that the Clemson football program was nothing in its 100-odd years before him.
Well, I mean, he would bring it to a point that it had never really been before.
It was in pretty bad shape whenever he took over the interim job, and he did build.
Nobody's debating that, but they won national titles before he was there.
One of them.
Okay, how many programs in each conference have never won?
I'm not disagreeing with you, but look, when you're getting paid that kind of money, what you did in 2018 doesn't mean shit in 2025.
It doesn't.
There's not a single corporation out there that's going to pay anybody that kind of money and just say, okay, well, you won something 7 years ago, so we'll just give you a pass now. That doesn't exist.
No, and you signed up for this. There's not a job that has less security behind it than being a head football coach. There's not a job that has more criticism behind it, and you get paid accordingly. You know what the rule, like, it's like, it'd be like us getting in YouTube or me and saying, why are all these UGA fans calling me nerds? This isn't fair. I signed up for that.
Yeah, and look what happened to Bill Belichick. He won 6 Super Bowls. Was it 6 or 7? Whatever, I think it was 6, right, with the Patriots?
Yeah, it was 6.
Okay, then shit hits the fan, and they can't get rid of him fast enough. That's just the way business works.
Yeah, what have you done for me lately is the business.
So, to me also, and I don't really think anybody's touched on this, but I don't know if this helps recruiting. Now, they've got a good recruiting class, one of the best recruiting classes coming in this season than they've had in 3 or 4 years. So I'm excited about that, but you never know, they might decommit. But if you're a recruit watching that, and you're sitting here going, well, this guy's talking about going coaching somewhere else, I don't know if I want to go there. I mean, I hope that's not the case, but I just don't think he thinks. I think he acts on emotion instead of being pragmatic about the way he answers some of these questions. And some people love him for it. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, just look, there's people on YouTube and on Twitter and everywhere I am that they'll defend Dabo Swinney to the hilt. I mean, he can't do anything wrong. And I guess when you win that much over that extended period of time, you're going to have people like that. But, and I love Dabo Swinney. I'm not even saying he should be fired right now. I want to see how the season plays out. And, we'll make a determination at the end of the season or even next season. But at some point, there's got to be some accountability. You can't just continue to talk about how much you won 5-7 years ago. That just doesn't work. It doesn't work with me anyway.
No.
And I think, and this goes for a lot of coaches do this, not just Dabo Swinney. I think anytime you attack the fan base for criticizing you, you've already lost. When it comes to that kind of thing, you just need to take the high road. I don't think that Dabo Swinney has the ability to take the high road.
No, I think you're right. I think he let his emotions get to him there. And look, I understand, like, if I had won like he had, and I might be a little sensitive to it, but once you kind of do what he did, now everyone's in the country's talking about it. So you've made a bad problem infinitely worse.
I agree. You hit the nail on the head there. If he just would have went in there and sort of ducked these questions, nobody would be talking about it right now. We wouldn't be talking about it right now. But now everybody in the country, everybody in the sports world is talking about it. And it's not for good reasons. It's for bad reasons.
Right.
So.
Like I said, I think this is that whole thing was a revealing of what Dabo Swinney really thinks. I think, and yes, it's my opinion, so I think I hit the nail on the head. I think he believes that he is bigger than the Clemson football program.
I don't think that, though.
He made it.
I think that he got emotional. And I mean, we all say things when we get emotional. Like, I don't really want to kill anybody, but I might get mad and say something like that. I think that's the same with Dabo. I don't really think Dabo thinks he's bigger than the program. I think he feels like he's not being appreciated for what he's done. And he could be right in that. I don't know.
I don't see anybody saying they don't. I haven't seen once, even the people that are, and I'm not in this camp, even the people who are all over the internet right now saying that he his time is done, he should move on, aren't saying they don't appreciate what he's done. Not a single one of them. Well, yeah, and as a matter of fact, if you're a fan of the Clemson football team and you don't appreciate what he's done, you're a fucking idiot. Because,
for sure.
But that has nothing to do with now, though. He's not above reproach. He's not above criticism. No coach is. No AD is. No president is. No player is. Nobody is. I'm not. You're not. So,
who else got this same criticism toward the end of their career, though? Nick Saban. The exact same criticism.
I don't know if it was quite the same.
It might not be exactly the same, but it was the same criticism of he doesn't have it anymore. His best years are behind him, and he's washed up. No matter how successful you are, you're not going to dodge this type of thing when you're struggling. is my point.
Yeah. Right. So, but instead of just saying we realize that we have some problems on his team, we're going to try to get it fixed, and he has said that to a certain degree, and but he's kind of blaming the players, and there's plenty of blame to go around. I'm not saying there's not, but his refusal to adapt and change based on what's going on with his football team, and this has always been an issue with Dabo Swinney. This isn't even unique to this year. He does this thing where, this is Clemson's offense, not Garrett Riley's offense. We're just going to plug and play players, but we're going to run this offense or defense or whatever or special teams the way that we always run it, no matter who's the quarterback, no matter who's the running back, no matter at some point, maybe you ought to adjust some things here and there based on what your personnel is. Cade Klubnik, and I said this, and I sound like a broken record. Cade Klubnik is not Lamar Jackson. Stop treating him like he is. Treat him like the quarterback that he is.
Well, no, you noticed Deshaun Watson and Trevor Lawrence are very similar in their skill set, and he's tried to fit DJ and now Cade into that same round peg.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know what to expect from here. I mean, Clemson's schedule going forward, they should beat pretty much everybody on it. The only game, Florida State is the one that's obvious that they probably will lose if they play anything like they played the first 3 weeks, and they won't be favored in that game. And then South Carolina at the end of the year, who also doesn't look good, and maybe Louisville on the road. The rest of the teams they aren't very good. So let's say they rattle off a bunch of wins in a row. Does that quiet everybody?
Yeah, it will.
It'll help, sure.
Well, certainly it'll help.
You're never going to quiet everybody.
What would really help is for them to go out there and absolutely destroy Syracuse, and not just win on by 3 points or whatever, or have it come down to the end of the fourth quarter. Like, just put them away and destroy them. That would help things a little bit in the short term, and also establish a run game. And it's just they're not even trying to do that. That's my criticism. That's my biggest criticism. Clemson's favored by 17.5 points against Syracuse. Now, Syracuse defense is pretty bad. I think it might be the worst in the ACC statistically. But they also, offensively, though, isn't what's that guy's name? The quarterback for Syracuse?
Angeletti?
Yeah,
something?
isn't he I think he's
leading the country or something like that.
He's the leading passer in the country, I think.
He's got more yards than McCord did at this point last year.
Yeah.
Now, I think they put like 2 FCS teams or something in UConn they went to overtime with, but still a lot of yards. I'm
not betting on this game because I won't bet against Clemson, but I would take Syracuse in 17.5 points if I were going to bet on it.
Well, Frank Brown also seems to have this habit since he's been on Syracuse, which I find a bit odd out of a defensive coach. He wants to sling the ball 50 times a game with his offense.
Sounds like Clemson.
I mean, that's fine. I'm just saying it not what you would expect out of a defensive-minded coach. Not what you normally see.
Yeah, they played Tennessee, UConn, and then Colgate is who Syracuse has played up to this point.
Yeah. I mean, Syracuse hasn't looked very good, but to be fair, neither has Clemson. So, I mean, I'll give credit to Georgia Tech. I think they're a good team. I wasn't really confident going into that game to begin with, and it did come down to the very end, but it's still. Anyway.
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
Clemson man down bad.
Well. All right. Let's talk about some of these games last week real quick. South Florida at Miami. Miami did exactly what we thought they were going to do on the ACC show and blew out South Florida. The story was good while it lasted with South Florida. And I still think South Florida's a good team, but
You did pick on this very show last week that Miami would not cover that point spread.
Did I? I thought I said that we're going to blow them out.
No.
No, I didn't bet on it.
You said you weren't betting on it, but you thought South Florida would cover the spread.
Okay.
You didn't bet on Peete bet on the same game 5 times. I didn't bet on that.
Yeah. Who knows, man?
I don't bet on anything.
I've heard 2 years in a row that Miami wouldn't cover South Florida. Last year, people were saying South Florida would beat us. The last 2 years combined, we beat them 99-26.
Yeah. Well, I think my exact words were that that USF had a great first couple of weeks, but they were going to run into a buzzsaw against Miami.
Oh, you did think they were going to lose?
Yeah. So anyway, right now Miami, to me, is they have the best resume in college football. I mean, they have 3 wins against ranked teams, don't they? Or teams that were ranked at the time.
Teams.
Yeah. 2?
Yeah. One of them was against a FCS opponent.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But I mean, 2 ranked wins, or at least ranked at the time.
But not only they're winning, but they just look the part. I mean, to me, they have one of the top 3 or 4 quarterbacks in the country. He may be the best. I don't know. They have the best offensive line in the country, and their defensive problems from last year seem to have gotten much better. So they're the real deal, I think.
They seem like the most complete team.
Most complete team. That's a good way to put it, yeah.
Either them or Oregon right now. One of them, too.
Yes. Thank you, Eddie Blackburn, for the super chat. I appreciate your support, brother. Pete, love the show. Great show tonight. Hello to all the chat. Rick, congrats on the win. Dabo says Clemson will be fine. Maybe more NIL, finally. Yeah, but look, Clemson is in the top 6. I think they're ranked 6th in the nation, and the amount they spend on NIL. So
and we were talking about this Sunday. Like, if it comes down to money you spend determining who's going to win, everybody needs to give up. Nobody's spending more money in Texas and Texas A&M.
Look, the NIL thing I will disagree with people on, because Clemson is not lacking in that department nationally.
No.
The transfer portal is a different thing. But NIL is not an issue with Clemson, so I don't know why people keep harping on it. Yeah, maybe Dabo doesn't like the NIL, but they're utilizing it. That's not the issue.
I mean, is NIL an issue at Florida? No, they have as much money as anybody could ask for. They have a dog shit coach.
Yeah, but if you take like the aggregate, you look at the 5 teams that are competing for titles every year. I guarantee you they're the top 5 or 10 in NIL spend.
Yeah,
well, sure, but there are also just as many examples of bad teams that are probably within the top 10.
There's outliers of that. Yeah, what's TCU doing right now?
I think that probably goes for any school in Texas. I mean, we were talking about it when SMU joined the conference. They've graduated 6 billionaires in the last decade.
Texas Tech had like the $1 billion recruiting class this year too.
Uh-huh. A&M had their thing when Jimbo was there, buying every 5-star on the board.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different conversation. I think to be at the table for the most part, you got to be spending the money.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, Clemson is spending a lot of money in NIL. I mean, Cade Klubnik is a multi-millionaire.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you, Rick. I'm saying that's just a part of the equation.
Yeah, Nico Iamaleava. How much was he getting paid? $5 million a year, whatever it was. It was a lot.
It was $2 million a year for. It was the $8 million was the culmination.
So
of
$2 million a year for 4 years away. It's okay. There you go. Yeah.
You know, I have a question for that, because we had 2 coaches getting fired. Nico is making $1 or $2 million, whatever he's making at UCLA, who just fired their coach. He can redshirt. I don't know if maybe he already redshirted, but he can hit the portal and not play. Do they still have to pay him for that?
I have no idea.
Doubt it. I'm sure there's some contract. I mean, because Tennessee was no longer paying him once he left.
Yeah. So I think what Rex's saying is, if he just redshirts and sits out for the rest of the year, do they have to pay him for the rest of this year?
Shit, I wouldn't.
I think he's already redshirt. Didn't he redshirt at Tennessee?
He redshirted his freshman year, yes.
Yeah, let's assume he didn't, though, I guess.
Well, he could technically play one more game and then say, I'm not playing anymore. And I guess redshirt again.
Well, just sue for another redshirt.
No, I don't know. It doesn't matter. He's not any good. I mean, he wasn't any good at Tennessee. He's not any good at UCLA.
Was Dante Moore the only good quarterback out of that class? Because Arch looking like hot cheeks, too.
Yeah, I feel bad for Arch, to be honest with you.
Hoghead, thank you for the super chat. Always enjoy your show and the guests. Slim should have a national radio show. It would be a smash. What do you think about that, Slim?
I agree with him because I'm a way better troll than Paul Feinbaum. And I don't think anybody would dispute that. And I know way more football than Paul Feinbaum, which is not a hard thing to do. My 3-year-old probably does too.
Do you know I actually agree with you on both of those accounts?
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Listen, I have said it time and time again, whether it's the panel on this show or some others that we've been a part of, you get better content there than the last decade of ESPN combined.
Well,
I agree with that.
I would agree with that too.
We bring the heat on this show.
It is. We are a little bit biased, but well, I just tell you from my own personal experience, I consume more YouTube shows. They're more entertaining and more well put together than 95% of whatever's on ESPN or Fox Sports.
Well, other than College Game Day, name another show on ESPN you watch.
I don't.
Me either.
I'll watch like the college football final or whatever, where they go through, all the games of the weekend or whatever. That's probably about it.
I used to watch, and we're going back about 10 or 15 years now, but Mike and Mike in the morning. I used to listen to that, or if I was home, I would watch it. If I wasn't at home, I would listen to it on the radio every morning. I thought that was a good show.
I listened to that on the radio too.
Then when they split up, that kind of went to shit.
Yeah.
Whatever that show is, and I don't even know what it's called now. But most of the shows on ESPN are they just put people around to argue with each other just for the sake of arguing. It's not even. I don't even believe their point. I think,
and they take former players like fans do with having them coach. Just because you're a former player doesn't mean you can sit on ESPN and give good analysis about it.
Yeah, and I don't even care. People could say my analysis of stuff is. I'm an opinion-based person too when it comes to what I do on here. But I don't. I'm not masquerading as some sort of X's and O's expert either. I just have an opinion, and I'm not going to.
None of us are, but I think the vast majority of us, on a week-to-week basis, definitely come up with better picks than fucking Desmond Howard does.
I'm just also not going to disagree with somebody just for the sake of disagreeing.
I will.
I know you will. I mean, if I disagree with you, I'll let you know. But I'm not just going to disagree with you just for entertainment purposes. Maybe I should.
Yeah,
but I don't.
That's my game plan. I'd say about 30% of the time. I mean, 70%. It's my own disagreements, but probably about 30. I'll disagree just to throw the other side out there and see where the conversation goes.
I think you're just an asshole.
Well, I am that, and thank you.
Yeah, it's just being an asshole.
I just had to switch. I was just making sure we didn't lose Sea-Dog. You all right, buddy?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, good.
He's still trying to heat up that hungry man chicken.
All right, well, so anyway, Miami blows out South Florida, and they have a big game this week against Florida, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. But moving on, this might get Sea-Dog going here. Clemson at Georgia Tech, final score 24-21. Comes down to literally the last second with a fire drill 55-yard field goal by Georgia Tech with a walk-off home run to upset the Taters.
Hate to see it.
And I watched that in real time. That was great. Like the kicker literally had to sprint out there because Georgia Tech was out of timeouts and
ran the ball.
I didn't like that. And Tennessee did something very similar against Georgia. And I'm like, well, why don't you, if Haynes King can't throw it, put in the other guy and take a shot.
When that fourth down came up, I was sitting between Sea-Dog and Rec Talk. And we all looked at each other and were like, they got to pass the ball here. I mean, they can't run the ball. There's not enough time. They won't get the kickoff. And as soon as they ran the ball and he got tackled, we all thought. Now I know I did. I'm pretty sure they did. There's just not enough time for that. We were all preparing for overtime at that point.
I thought there was enough time. I just thought we're going to get this kick blocked because we're rushing out there.
Yeah.
We're not going to be able to get set.
Or he's going to shank it because we're rushing out there.
Crazy special team stuff like that is not our strong suit, as you can tell by watching our punting.
No,
I don't think it's anybody's strong suit. Like when you try and rush a kicker like that and not let him get set, I think that'll throw any of them off, not just Georgia Tech.
I'll tell you what, it threw Clemson's defense off. If you go back and watch the replay of that play, Clemson's defense after they made that tackle, were celebrating as if they were about to go to overtime.
Yeah.
I don't think they expected that to happen.
I didn't. If you listen to Sea Dog's video, you can hear us all like, so while you can hear Sea Dog, what? No, what are we doing? What? Yes.
Yeah. So that was a wild, 15 seconds, 20 seconds, however long it was.
I'm still disappointed we didn't get Slaw storming the field with a bag on his head.
He left the bag. He forgot it.
Yeah, I'm disappointed. I'm not mad. I'm disappointed.
He says he forgot it in Jay's car, but I gave him a stern warning before we went into the stadium. I said, if you put that damn bag on your head, I'm lighting it on fire while it's on your head. So I think he left it there on purpose because he wanted to get his hair burned off.
That would have been amazing. So you're telling me that HPP sissied out of doing the paper bag and Rec Talk sissied out of jumping in the pool on the same day?
You sound like you have a paper bag over your head.
I'm disappointed in the both of you.
Oh. I don't know. I've talked about this game a lot over the last 3 days. I don't even know what else to say about it. Is there anything anybody wants to add to this?
We've all made hours of content.
I know. I just want to forget about this fucking game, honestly. There's so many things that I didn't like about what Clemson did.
Drove all the way into Atlanta to watch that shit.
Yeah. No, listen, I still had a good time in Atlanta. I mean, I wouldn't take it back. I'd do it again.
That was a lot of fun. That was a fun weekend.
You got the true Atlanta experience. You got a shot and a medicine cup.
Yeah.
You got felled up by a guy with like gauged earrings.
Yeah, that was weird.
It was all good.
And that wasn't even the gayest thing.
What was the gayest thing?
The gayest thing was pickleball, I'm telling you.
Oh, please.
Well, of course he's going to say that. He lost at
gay.
pickleball.
Yeah.
It's so gay, dude.
I wanted to ask you, Pete, about when we hit that field goal, because you imagine this, guys. Pete's in between two large, overweight people. So when that field goal gets hit, obviously C-Dog and I go crazy. And I can remember, I think you, Pete, pushing me off of you. I don't know if I...
Yeah, because I was in between the two of you. And of course, anytime the stuff like this happens, talking about gay, these two guys have to embrace each other. And I'm in the middle. So as soon as that happens, I had to push you off of me. You guys were about to.
I can only imagine like a Pete sandwich between four sweaty man boobs.
To be fair, it was just it was a natural reaction because they were about to knock me over.
I even looked back at you like, I got worried for a second, like, I hope Pete's okay.
Yeah, well, I pushed you away so that you wouldn't knock me over. Anyway, luckily,
listen, your celebration on the field didn't show a whole lot of concern for Pete.
I didn't even look back. I just ran.
No, so it's funny. Everything went crazy. I turn around for 2 seconds to talk to Paul. Paul's sitting there with his head in his hands, like his dog just died.
Great picture, by the way.
And I'm telling you, I turned back around and C-Dog and Rec Talker, I couldn't even. I don't even know where. I knew where they went, but they weren't anywhere in sight. I mean, within 2 seconds, they had leapt down 7 rows and onto the field. It was that quick.
600 pounds jumped about 8 feet onto that field. I'm glad the field's okay.
So then I'm sitting there.
I'm glad your knees are okay.
It's bad enough that I just saw my team lose in that fashion at the end of the game. And then I'm stuck there next to Paul and Jay.
Could Paul talk?
Poor Pete.
What was Paul's condition? Because obviously we were on the field.
You know what? He didn't really say anything. It was weird. He just kind of... We just stood there for a couple of minutes and waited for the aisles to clear enough for us to get to the aisles, and then we kind of walked up and walked outside of the stadium. I mean,
what else can you do?
Yeah, what else are you gonna do?
Say denial, depression.
I will say this about
acceptance.
I will say this about Georgia Tech, because I've been to a lot of other away games before. I've never been to Bobby Dodd. The fans there, nobody talked shit to me. I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, and maybe it did happen to other people. Nobody talked shit to me. The only annoying thing was that guy that was sitting behind us that yelled out Philo for 30 minutes in the second quarter. That was really the only thing that annoyed me about the Georgia Tech fans that entire day, was that.
Yeah, the guy wasn't drunk, though. Roger Darden said, who was the drunk guy yelling? I'm pretty sure he's completely sober. He was just a moron. I mean, at least you can sober up. There's no fix for what
That's exactly what I told my wife about that when I got home, and she goes, oh, he was probably really drunk. I go, no. I said, that actually would have been an excuse. He was just an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so
That's when you kind
of a video about it.
I mean, that's when you just kind of have to give him that look. And everybody that's a parent knows the look that you have to give your kids sometimes, when you just have to look at them and kind of shake your head and go, oh, they are that stupid.
Yeah, and he was right behind us. And this poor lady, I was sitting on the end at this point when this was going on in the second quarter. I was all the way on the end. And this poor lady sitting next to me, she was probably like 70 years old. She was sweet. And he was yelling in her ear for 30 minutes straight. And eventually she leaned over to me. She goes, I just can't take him anymore. And she grabbed her purse and got up and left. And she never came back. That was in the second quarter.
I hated that for her.
Yeah.
But me and Sea-Dog are so fat, it did make us more comfortable.
Yeah, well, I was a little happy that she left. I got more room. But I felt bad for her. He ruined her day.
He did. And just to give you guys an idea, they give out these little white pom-pom type things, little streamer like things. He just put that on top of his head the whole game. So that tells you kind of what he's working with.
Hey, I do that too. What's the problem with doing that?
Do you yell Philo like you're going to get laid if you say it 2,000 times?
You also don't have pants or a wallet, so...
Yeah, all he kept yelling was Philo, 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 like 100 times. And then, they don't have any deep safeties. They don't have any deep safeties. As if the coaches are waiting. Oh, you know what? We didn't realize Clemson wasn't playing any deep safeties until this guy in the fucking crowd yelled it 100 times.
Yeah, except for the one safety lined up 20 yards.
Because we were sitting right behind the Georgia Tech bench, so they had to have heard him saying that, but just whatever.
They were all thinking the same thing y'all were. Fucking shut up.
Well, he did shut up when Haynes King broke 103 yards off in their asses. Then he shut up.
He thought he was playing 4D chess. He figured that Clemson just wasn't going to play any deep safeties, even after they put Philo in.
Should we adjust to the personnel, guys? Fuck that. No,
absolutely not. Why would we do such a thing?
Yeah. What else did he say, Rack? He was like, they're playing zone. They're playing zone. And then it was press man coverage.
Yeah, because Tech motions almost every play for that reason, to kind of give man or zone. He'd also yell random numbers like he's some kind of one of these conspiracy guys. They're in 567.
Yeah, he was just saying weird numbers. What did that mean? I never figured that out either.
Well, I don't speak moron.
I thought he was yelling out like the jersey numbers of players or something.
No, he's playing 4D chess. It was the Fibonacci sequence. Y'all just weren't paying attention.
Yeah.
It wasn't, because I know that sequence. That would be
they all prime numbers.
The previous two numbers.
Yeah, that guy was annoying. Anyway,
we can move on. Georgia Tech in the driver's seat. And not because I think they're the best team in the ACC or something. I don't. But their schedule just stacks up nicely this year. Do I think they'll run it? No, I think they'll drop at least one game, but they can weather that and still get to Charlotte.
Yeah, they're in a really good position right now. Because even if Clemson were to win out somehow, Georgia Tech would own the tiebreaker against them.
Yeah, Georgia Tech would have to drop another one.
Yeah, that's why I said before the game, this is a huge game for Clemson. I mean, I know it was week 3 and everything, but from a conference standpoint, that was a huge game for Clemson, and they lost. So
yeah, and then Clemson has to run the table. Tech has to lose 2 games, ACC, and Clemson has to run the table in the ACC.
Which is a very low percentage that they'll run the table.
Well, and to be honest, it's probably a low percentage that Tech doesn't drop a couple of games. I mean, listen, I don't think anybody here is going to dispute that Brent Key has made that team better, but you're probably going to have to be about 10 wins to make it to the conference title game. And being realistic, I don't think any of us would pick Georgia Tech to win 10 games until they actually do it, because has anybody watched Georgia Tech for the past 15 years?
We might not even need to win 10 games, though, honestly.
That's why I said about. I mean, you're not going to get there with under 9.
Like 2 years ago, we were 6-6, and we were like 1 game away from being like second.
Oh, you're talking about the year? Yeah. Well, that was
talking about. Oh, good Lord.
Yeah.
Mathematically,
everybody's going to have like 4 losses minimum in the ACC this year, except for.
Oh, good Lord.
Well, the good news is if I was about to say if King gets hurt, then that would be a serious problem for Georgia Tech, and I think it would be. But at least they have Philo.
Yeah, if you didn't know, he's the second coming.
Where's that guy? Yeah, damn, you got a boner now.
Imagine if King gets hurt and Philo comes in and they still make the ACC championship. That guy will be insufferable.
You know
I told you guys, Philo.
No, he'd be yelling, Knowles. That's the third
string quarterback
who has a QBR of 1135 right now.
Oh, wow.
One pass.
All right, so we'll move on here. Virginia took care of business against William and Mary. Not much to talk about there.
No.
SMU beat Missouri State. Not much to talk about there.
10, They beat them 28-10, which I didn't watch that game, but that score is a little sus to me for an FCS team. SMU's.
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
Yeah, SMU has not played great these first 3 weeks. I'm not sure that. I mean, I guess I was kind of high. They returned a lot. They returned Jennings and everything, and I was kind of high on them based on their performance last year. But their schedule last year was the easiest in the ACC, and I'm not sure that they might have gotten worse, just like Clemson from last year. So,
somebody called that in the offseason. Somebody said all those guys that transferred from Miami are gone, and not literally all of them. There's like 1 or 2 left. But most of them are gone. So now they're playing an ACC schedule with group of 5 level talent.
Yeah. I see somebody in the chat talking about Cal. Yeah, we'll get to Cal in a minute. But one of the most surprising teams in the ACC through 3 weeks. Pittsburgh at West Virginia, the backyard brawl, went to overtime. Another great game.
Hell of a game.
Now, we didn't get to see this game. Was it on at the same time as Clemson and Georgia Tech? Because I don't remember seeing this when we were watching TV at your house.
It was either noon or a 3:30 kick. Someone in the chat probably knows. I know it was on while we were in Bobby Dodd.
Okay. So I didn't see it, but obviously it was a great game. 31-24. West Virginia pulls away in overtime and defeats Pittsburgh. So
did we skip the game of NC State versus Wake Forest? Because that was a pretty good game.
No, we just haven't got to it yet.
Oh, that was
it was Thursday night.
That was a Thursday night game. It's not showing up on.
Oh, I got it here. I just started with the Saturday games.
That was a crazy game too. That opened up.
I'm not.
Go ahead.
I'm not sold on NC State. I know they're 3-0. I just don't think they're very good. And this isn't just me hating on NC State and Dave Dorn. They haven't looked good to me.
No, they've put themselves in holes in these games too. That to their credit, they've climbed out of. But
Wake Forest actually looked a little more competent than I thought they would in that game. Well, at least in the first half, they completely got shut out. I think in the second half.
I think they've got problems defensively.
But yeah, they looked at least a little bit. I'm surprised they only managed to score 10 on Kennesaw State. By the way, they were looking against NC State. It was a little weird, but that game was at least entertaining. But there was did y'all watch it?
Yes.
There was a million flags thrown in that. Every play.
I know there was. Yeah.
It was ridiculous. Also, some of the names and that I noticed between those two teams. Did y'all notice that too? They had some very strange names. The names sounded like
Careful.
like
Yes.
the name sounded like if you were trying to teach a kid their letters. Like off the top of my head, some of them were like J.J. Johnson, Will Wilson, Ronnie Royal.
So alliterative names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's Hollywood Smothers.
That's a great name.
So the names were almost as entertaining as the game.
Yeah. I don't have anything to add to that.
Both of those teams, so I was definitely interested to watch it.
You'll beat the shit out of NC State. Their
think
defense
they're
is
both
terrible.
not
Haynes King might score 50 points on his own against NC State's defense.
NC State's the only ACC team we have left that hasn't lost.
Yeah.
Or has that won like more than one game?
I'm telling you, they're 3-0. They'll be lucky to win 8 games. They might probably less.
Go to NC State.
They'll probably only win 7. So, where are we at? Okay, Richmond. North Carolina got another big win against Richmond, 41-6.
The Spiders, the weakest enemy in any RPG game you play.
This will be the last time that North Carolina has a winning record this year.
Hey, Clemson goes there to play the Fighting Bill Belichick's in a couple of weeks.
Clemson's going to name the score.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope you're right.
Bill's too busy trademarking.
I'm not sure that'll be a good game, but it'll be a good game for YouTube purposes anyway.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So congratulations to Bill Belichick and his girlfriend on a big win against Richmond. Oh, man. Old Dominion slaughters Virginia Tech. It cost Brent Pry his job. Now, this game alone didn't, but it was the final nail in the coffin, so to speak, right? So
it accelerated it. He would be fired at the end of the season opposed to now.
Yeah, right. Old Dominion might have done him a favor. It gives him a coaching search quicker.
Yeah. Are they getting...
Yeah, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Urban Meyer coming to Blacksburg?
I don't know. The list of names is insane. And there are Tech fans that are convinced that Shane Beamer is ready to walk away from South Carolina just because they lost to Vanderbilt and come to coach there because his dad did. I think there's zero chance that happens.
Why would you want Shane Beamer on the heels of losing to Vanderbilt?
Yeah, that's a bad look. Like, he just got the shit kicked out of him by Vanderbilt. Let's get him.
Well, it's just because his dad was there.
I mean,
that's all.
Is Jeff Collins on the list too?
Oh, don't. Are you trying to get me hard? Yeah, I would love it.
I don't even know where. I don't think any of these big names people are talking about, Urban Meyer, Shane Beamer, Ed Orgeron's another one that comes up in every conversation now because he said something.
Needs to return to football.
Well, he said a couple of months ago he's ready to. He's getting the itch, is what he said.
Oh yeah, please.
So now, actually, I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah, I was about to say that UCLA makes more sense for Ed Orgeron because he's coached in Cal. He's coached in LA before. He coached for Southern Cal.
Sissy Blue that one time. Remember that?
Yeah, but I don't know. To me, I think Virginia Tech's got a very limited amount of coaches. It's going to be either a coordinator or a position coach from another Power 4 team or some sort of Group of 5 coach. I just don't see them going out and hitting a home run with a big name.
Well, that's the question. What's realistic for Virginia Tech right now?
That's a good question.
Struggled for some time now.
I still think it's a good job. I mean, I'm not saying it's not a good job.
I saw Mike Vick too, Nature Boy, which makes as much sense.
That would be that's insane.
Yeah,
he's got not even a year of coaching experience. He just started at North.
It makes less sense than Deion because at least Deion was coaching college football for a few years before he went to Colorado.
That's true. He's less qualified than Deion. How's Deion doing right now?
Yeah,
not good.
That would be a stupid hire. Maybe in the future he'll end up there, but not now. I've
heard Dave Clawson. That doesn't seem like a very exciting hire, even though I think he's a good coach.
Yeah, I mean it's worth.
Yeah.
I mean it's worth giving him a call.
Dave Clawson
I would think.
really good with like no talent.
Well, but see, if you're Virginia Tech, do you want really good with no talent, or do you want talent? So
I mean, he's a program. He's a program builder. Do they have talent? No. And it's like
you want somebody who can recruit and rebuild that program.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
he can recruit. I mean, he was constantly getting his players stolen, and at Virginia Tech, he might have the money to retain them.
Yeah,
I've heard Dan Mullen, which his biggest issue has been recruiting. So I don't know if that's great for them.
Dan Mullen's issue really wasn't recruiting, though. I mean, as much as Florida fans said that, like, he's recruited at a better clip than Billy Napier has, and according to them, he's a great recruiter.
well,
Okay. Yeah, maybe Mullen could, and they'd have to buy him out of his UNLV contract.
hey, maybe Billy Napier gets fired, they hire him. Or, Dabo's getting fake fired. Maybe Dabo will go there.
Yes.
Dabo to the Hokies, baby.
Finally, some people that appreciate my ass.
Yeah. Yeah, I could win 7 games here and build a statue of me. Shit. All right. Anyway, yeah. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see where that. I have zero idea. People are like, "Who do you think, Pete?" And I'm like, I think it's going to be a group of 5 guy or maybe a coordinator from somewhere else. I don't see an established coach going there. Not right now. I'd be surprised if they did.
Philo guy.
You know what? You know what? Another interesting name I heard was Kurt Signetti.
Ah.
Yeah.
I've heard that too. I think it was on Twitter, but I heard that too.
I'm now. Do you think that would be a good get for them? I kind of do.
It's the best name that I've heard thus far.
Yeah.
It's the one that makes the most sense.
It's the one that makes the most. It's the only one that's really probably attainable and is a good hire. So that would be interesting. And he does kind of fit that. I don't know. I think he kind of fits the culture of Virginia Tech. The whole they carry around a fucking lunch pail and everything. Yeah. Yeah. Get him a lunch pail. All right, Duke.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but Bud Foster ain't there anymore, and that was the lunch pail guy.
They still carry the lunch pail. They still do it though.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. Now, that's a permanent thing there now, I think. So, but Duke at Tulane. Duke falls at Tulane. Duke's been kind of disappointing.
They've been very disappointing. They got their shit pushed in by Illinois, which surprised me. And then you let the team your quarterback left from kind of dog walk you a little in this game.
Yeah, it's a lot worse than I thought they would be.
I think they're worse than we are, especially defensively. That's the real shocker because I mean, Manny Diaz is a defensive guy. They've had a really good defense the past few years, and really their offense is better than their defense right now. I mean, Mensa is averaging like 325 yards passing a game, which is not bad. It's just that. So I don't know. I mean, Tulane's a pretty good group of 5 team, but the 34-27 at home. No, that was at Tulane. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I get Tulane's a better group of 5 team, but it does not feel good to give up 34 points to a group.
No, it doesn't. You know what? That's not. So there's rumors that this is going to be Mark Stoops last year at Kentucky. How about Mark Stoops to Virginia Tech? That actually would probably be a pretty good hire, I think.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that, yeah.
And the question is, would he want that? Jimbo Fisher.
Why would you hire a guy that's getting fired from Kentucky? Like, this is a guy literally has a clause in his contract that every year he wins 7 games, he gets an extension.
Well, why would Jimbo pass up $37,000 a day to go coach for less?
Besides, Jimbo's on the ACC network.
Yeah,
now.
he's getting paid $37,000 a day to sit on the ACC network for 3 months a year, and whatever they're paying him.
Yeah. Plus, so he's probably making like $45,000 a day.
Yeah. Yeah.
To not coach football.
Yeah.
He's got the best deal going.
I guess he was in Atlanta, I think, with the ACC network. And I guess he talked with Key. And Key was like, thanks for fucking him up. so we could do something with them.
This next one, the biggest surprise in the ACC in a good way. I guess the biggest surprise in the ACC in a bad way would be Clemson right now after 3 weeks. The biggest surprise in the ACC in a good way so far this year is Cal.
I'm not that surprised by Clemson.
Huh?
I'm not that surprised by Clemson.
Okay, I am. And most
they'd be a lot better with record. I thought they'd be the best team in the ACC, but it's kind of. I actually don't think they're as bad as people say. I think they're probably about as good as last year. Yeah.
Okay, we'll see.
It's just last year they got a little bit lucky. Were able to win the ACC.
But name the amount of people who were talking about Cal in the ACC 3 weeks ago.
No, Cal is
zero people.
I had a Cal fan, dude. I had a Cal fan on Twitter mention this in the off season. I was like, yeah, whatever. It's just Cal. But no,
their offense is legit. Now they have a ukulele of their own, but he's actually good.
Well, let me ask, do they play Miami?
No, listen to this. This is the interesting thing with Cal. Talk about teams that have a path to Charlotte. They have, this is our ACC remaining games, at Boston College, Duke, by North Carolina, at Virginia Tech.
Win.
At Louisville, could be tough.
Probably a win.
At Stanford.
Win.
And SMU.
You know what Cal is? They're the SMU of last year.
Yeah.
That's what they are. They've got probably the easiest schedule in the ACC, and they're pretty good.
I'd much rather play Cal in the ACC.
Anything short of a complete collapse by Cal, they should probably only maybe lose one of those games, maybe two.
So then calling a Miami Cal ACC title game?
No.
Georgia Tech Cal.
Hang on. If none of us play each other, what happens if we all go undefeated?
Tiebreakers, baby.
Tiebreak system.
No.
I don't know what the stipulations.
Yeah, come on, C-Dog. There's 18 tiebreakers.
One of those tiebreakers is the highest ranked team. Guess who's ranked the highest?
Miami. Is it really?
That is one. I think it's like the fourth tiebreaker, but yeah.
Well, yeah, they will.
Huh. I wonder if they look at like comparative scores, like if you play a common team.
Yeah, Tim Russell says common opponents and ranking. Common opponents would make the most sense as the first.
Well, Cal's not running the table, so
now there are people that are sitting back being like, okay, this is nice, the first 3 weeks of the season, but that, Cal's going to fall apart, and maybe they will. But if you've watched them play, they look like a pretty good team. I don't know, man. I mean.
Well, listen to the scores. Like Oregon 34-15, Texas Southern 35-3, Minnesota 27-14.
Yeah.
They're scoring a lot and they're not giving up many points.
Right. Yeah, they look good. So I'm shocked and surprised. We do not play. Clemson does not play them. Probably a good thing for Clemson. They don't play them this year. And then, of course, Boston College at Stanford. Stanford wins 30-20 against Boston. Well, that was the biggest surprise of the week. I think I actually bet on that game and lost.
That cost you money.
Yeah, that game cost me money.
What are you doing, Boston College?
Yeah, what? Yeah, what? It's like
How do you give up 30 to Stanford?
Is that
what did they score on Hawaii? Well, how many points did Stanford score on Hawaii? Better go look.
It wasn't a lot. They might have scored more in that game than they scored in the first 2 games combined, or 3 games combined, because they played week 0, right?
They did. They scored 23 points in their first 2 games.
Yeah.
Explain that.
I can't. Stanford's back, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It didn't take long for Andrew Luck to figure it out, huh? They're going to win the ACC next year. So, all right, moving on to this week, we got some okay games. Nothing really great. Syracuse at Clemson is a lot more interesting now because Clemson's up against the wall. This comes on at 12 o'clock on ESPN. I just don't even know what to expect out of this game. I just don't. I mean, I have no idea what to expect from Clemson's offense.
Well, Syracuse has absolutely no defense.
I know I think they're statistically the worst defense, even worse than Stanford. I think.
I mean, to put this in Georgia Tech terms, they are a black hole of defense.
Yeah. It was weird. Did you see the press conference with Fran Brown, sort of like just kissing Clemson's ass? It was weird.
I saw it.
I
I tweeted about it today.
Tell me what happened.
He was just talking about, naming all the great players on Clemson's defense and how great they are. And I remember recruiting him, and I remembered recruiting him when I was at Georgia. And these guys are just so good, and they're just so good. Like he just kissed Clemson's defense ass for 10 minutes.
They asked him, they're like, "What about Clemson's D line?" He said, "Clemson's D line, they're fucking nice."
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah.
I quote tweeted the clip of the video.
Yeah, do you think this is reverse psychology or something?
What I said was no amount of fake outrage will get his pitiful team fired up enough to win that game, so he has to resort to buttering them up instead.
Well, I don't know what it is. I'll tell you who did shit like that was Jeff Collins, and he did it because he knew he was going to get his ass drugged, and that's kind of how it comes off to me.
Maybe.
You should have heard the way he talked about Duke.
Who?
Jeff Collins.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah,
Back
great.
in the day, dude. You got to understand, Duke is elite and high level.
When they're playing you, hell, they ain't an elite
this
team.
This is Cutcliffe Duke we're talking about, too. Not Elko Duke.
Yeah. I think you should expect to dominate Syracuse. Yes, they seem to have a pretty good passing attack, but you should be able to get pressure on that kid. And look what happened with Tennessee. You should be able to Tennessee him and just out talent them.
And the fact is, like, we're just like, you lost that game barely to us and LSU. Like, you'll be able to.
I know.
We're too good. Like LSU and Tech are good teams, so Syracuse is not.
Right.
So you should be able to easily win.
I hope you're right.
In fact, I'd take Clemson in the 17.5.
Well,
not to mention Clemson gets better and better as the year goes on. Usually.
Well, reading from the Book of Slaw, it says here Clemson is going to lose 100-0.
Of course.
I will say this: the last time that Dabo Swinney went on one of these rants about I'll go coach somewhere else, I think they went undefeated the rest of the regular season. I'm not saying that's going to happen this year, but I'm just saying. He
compared it to 2016, didn't he?
Yeah, come on.
That was silly.
Yeah, this is not the 2016 team.
Clemson's winning this game, though. I'm confident of this.
All right. I believe you. Wofford at Virginia Tech.
Has some confidence.
Really nothing to talk about there. Virginia Tech's in a bad way.
Well, is there nothing to talk about? Could Wofford hang around in this game? I mean, how many of Virginia Tech's players are going to sit out the rest of the season?
Yeah, right. The 4-game rule.
I mean, I guess they could play this game, and that would be it. But they might not want to get hurt. Why would I play against Wofford and maybe get hurt?
That brings up a good question. Like, I'm not saying it's going to happen with Virginia Tech, but how much longer until we see a coach fired early season like this and the team just fucking sits out, just red shirts the rest of the year?
You just start forfeiting the rest of your games, not even playing.
Yeah, like.
Well, we'll find out this week. I mean, what the mentality of the players is there. Are they just giving up and looking for the next opportunity, or are they going to hang in there and try to salvage the season with who's the interim coach?
I don't even know.
Because that guy's coaching for a job.
Yeah, he's probably going to get fired though. After all this, they're not going to want to hire an interim coach. I'm fairly sure.
Well, somebody's got to be the coach. What do you mean?
I mean, Clemson did, and it kind of worked out for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so did Tech. I just more than likely this guy's going to be interim and then be wiped at the end of the year.
Well, it starts this week.
Yeah,
against Wofford.
Prove me wrong, Virginia Tech interim.
Yeah, yeah. Prove Tech wrong. Just don't shoot them in the neck.
Yeah, don't do that. Fuck.
SMU at TCU.
That's an interesting game. TCU's looking pretty good. SMU struggled some.
It's the iron skillet.
In fact, it would not surprise me if TCU is favored in this game. I'd have to go look.
I don't know. I've seen some weird lines for this week, so that wouldn't surprise me.
And we're going to get into that Miami-Florida line here in a minute.
What would you say the line was on this one? Did you say it?
No.
Looks like -6.5 TCU.
Yeah, 10 TCU.
-4 to -6.5, somewhere in that range.
Yeah, I think TCU wins this. I don't know if they'll cover the spread. I think they win the game though. I guess
TCU's a scrappy little team, and they apparently are not afraid of ACC teams because they already handed Bill Belichick a big old fat L.
that was an ass whooping there.
Yeah, damn.
Talk about things that give Rec Talk a hard on.
What? There's a lot. Which one specifically are you referencing?
North Carolina taking a hell of an ass whooping.
Oh, yeah.
I think we're all on TCU on this one, unless Sea Dog's differing.
Yeah, CMU's a little worse than I thought they'd be.
Yeah.
So.
And I kind of hate it because I like Rhett Lashley and I think he can be a good coach. This does not bring me joy.
Also, I think that dang TCU quarterback really impressed me against. I know it was North Carolina, but they really.
Yeah, let's not base our opinion playing that North Carolina team.
Yeah.
I think your laundry's done, Sea Dog.
Yeah, it's on. My wife
You
puts it
do
on
a
the
shit
freaking.
ton of laundry, dude,
She
and it's
puts
always
this-
on the show.
She puts it on the setting where it once it's done, it like keeps going off until you.
I'm pretty sure that Sea Dog is broadcasting from the laundry room right now.
And guess what? A fact of having kids, your laundry is going to quadruple.
It's
Even
only
with
gonna,
one kid.
it's only going to get worse, buddy.
Well, I don't know.
Bowling Green at Louisville. Speaking of disappointing teams, I don't know. A lot of people were high on Louisville coming into the year. I think they'll beat Bowling Green. This game's in Louisville, but I don't know, man.
Some people on this panel called that.
I am not near as worried about Louisville. Clemson has to go there on a Friday night later in the year. I'm not thrilled about the Friday night deal part of it, but I'm not near as worried about Louisville as I was, 3 weeks ago.
Something is wrong with this game. Louisville favored by 26.5, and Bowling Green is 2-1. Something ain't jiving there.
Say that again. Louisville's favored by 6.5.
26.
26.5. Oh, give me Bowling Green with the points.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Louisville will win. But 26 in a point. No. That's way too many.
Unless Bowling Green is like 2-1 against, Helen Keller's school, the deaf, dumb, and blind.
Well, I can tell you.
Yeah, tell us. Let us know.
I got screens for days over here.
He's got 15. I saw his setup. He's got 18 screens.
Yeah, I do. Lafayette, they lost to Cincinnati 34-20, and Liberty they beat 23-13. So it's not like they have not played anybody. So I still don't get the 26.5.
I don't either.
Well, this isn't the Hugh Freeze Liberty team.
I don't get it either. You can put
Louisville struggle with James Madison, which I get is another good group of 5 team, but that's a shit ton of points.
It is. It's too many points. Like I said, Louisville will win, but not cover. This is the big game of the week on the ACC network at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, so everybody check that out.
Is that the lock of the week? Louisville will not cover?
That'd be a good candidate.
I probably will bet that game. Yeah. I don't know if it's the lock of the week, but the lock of the week is Miami minus 7.5 against Florida.
What in the absolute fuck? Talk about lines I don't understand.
I've already bet on that game.
I get I'm a Miami fan, so I get that I'm biased.
I bet on it as soon as the line came out because I'm worried that the line's going to move in Florida's favor because all the money's going to go on Miami. So I got it early. So I got it at 7.5. I think by kickoff it might be like 9.
It opened at like 3.5 or 4.
Yeah.
I think this is a good spot if you haven't told people that you will now be competing with the almighty better, the coin flip.
Yes. I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but we have decided that I am going to go head to head or as it were, head to tails, with a coin for the remainder of the season and see who can pick against the spread better, Pigskin Pete or the coin.
Yeah. So
and
Can we get some prop side bets on that?
Yes, we actually discussed this.
Yeah, we
I'm
did.
sure people will bet on that. He's sending me his 3 locks of the week. I'll pick the spread based on a coin flip. So I have to determine like heads is plus whatever or minus. And we'll see if Pete can beat the coin flip.
Yeah, so the coin has 50% chance of winning every flip, right? Every game. I think the coin has an advantage over me. I think I only really have like a 48% chance of winning every game.
Well, if almost if Louisville ain't the lock of the week, fucking Miami is. Miami's going to curb stomp, American History X style curb stomp Florida.
Well, I'll tell you. So my picks against the coin this week, or I don't know, my picks against the spread against the coin this week. I have Duke -3. I have Missouri -13.5 against South Carolina, and I have Miami -7.5 against Florida. That's my 3 big picks this weekend.
You're, at the very least, you're going 1 and 2. At the worst,
I should be going at least 2 and 1. Hopefully 3 and 0.
And listen, I've heard a whole bunch of people try and say today, "Oh no, Florida's defense is good." No, LSU's offense is cheeks.
Yeah. LSU's offense is not great.
Cheeks.
Yeah, they're averaging, their offense is about the same as Clemson's. Clemson's averaging 19 points a game. I don't know how LSU's can't be averaging much more than that if they are.
Yes, and Miami's averaging 43.
Christian wants to know, can you? Yeah, we discussed this. Christian wants to bet on the coin. So yeah, so you guys can bet. You can,
what a bunch of fucking degenerates, man.
We've really gone full Vegas vacation.
Listen, I'm the one playing 4D betting chess here. I'm going to bet on the fucking coin. How about that? Yeah.
Man.
That's called hedging your bet, by the way.
There you go. Like, man, my picks were shit, but I bet the coin, which bet against me, so I actually won.
It's called hedging your bet. There's a name for that.
Why are you not on Wall Street, Pete? This is genius.
I don't know.
I'll give you a bet. Neither DJ Lagway nor Billy Napier make it out of this game.
Well, I think I might agree with you. I don't know, though. So what you're saying is that Napier gets fired and Lagway gets benched. I'm gonna
bench or re-injured. Which, listen, I mean, chances of him getting an injury before the game are like 80%, but still.
Yeah, I think it's more likely that Napier gets fired than Lagway gets benched.
Well, yeah,
after the game.
They're going to bench Lagway per se, but listen, Florida's offensive line is bad, and Miami's front 7 is a monster.
Mm.
Yeah, what is the explanation for this line? Because you would think the line would be like 21.5, 23.5 or something on this game. Is this Vegas just saying, hey, let people win this one so that they lose elsewhere? Or is there something we don't know here?
That's what I'm wondering. Is there something that I don't know? Because Miami's even getting a couple of guys back from injury. Miami's getting Jordan Lyle back from injury. They're getting JoJo Trader back from injury. Like, I don't know.
I mean, the over-under is 51.5 too. So they're thinking this is a low-scoring, closer game, right? Like 20-30, something like that.
That is weird.
And listen, I get that Carson Beck is not Cam Ward, but what I've seen so far, the offense as a whole may be better.
Big Dog Brett has a very interesting theory here, and I don't totally disagree with him here. He says Gus Malzahn will be the next head coach at Florida.
The Gus bus.
The Gus bus. He's just gonna move from UCF to Florida State and then to Florida. I don't know. I'll tell you this right now: if they were to get Gus Malzahn, that'd be a good hire.
It'd be an upgrade from what they have now.
But big time. Big time. He might not be wrong.
That would be crazy. 3 Florida schools, 3 years at different levels.
Yeah.
Head coach, OC, head coach.
Yeah. And that was when, was UCF in the Power Four yet? When he was no.
Yeah, they were in the Power Four.
Yes.
Okay.
They were.
Right, you were.
They made the move with him, I think.
Right. Yeah, they did. You're right. Yeah, but I thought dude, that'd be a home run. I know that the Florida fans want the US. The Florida fans, because they lost to USF, they just want to go ahead and get him. They're like, well, if you can't beat him, hire him. But Gus Malzahn is a better option than the USF coach, in my opinion.
Well, listen, and I think Alex Golesh is a good coach, but I think now 2 out of their last 3 coaches have been from the group of 5. I don't think that Florida's going to do that again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Billy came from group of 5 and well, shit, that wasn't oh, Jesus Christ, I can't even think of his name now. Who was it before McElwain?
Mullen?
Before McElwain?
No. Or no, he was right after McElwain.
Well, there was Muschamp and McElwain, but Muschamp was a coordinator.
Muschamp group of 5?
No, he was a coordinator.
He was the DC at Texas,
Yeah.
and at the time, people might not remember this. Georgia was wanting to get rid of Mark Richt to hire him, and Florida did, and a lot of Georgia fans were like, "See, we missed our opportunity."
Do you know that Muschamp interviewed for the Clemson job when Dabo was the interim?
Theories on that one that Muschamp was actually sent to Florida as a sleeper agent for Georgia.
Yeah, Muschamp talked about that. Even when Dabo was an interim, they were still interviewing people to see if they had found somebody better than Dabo to take the job over. And they chose Dabo, a wide receiver coach, over Muschamp after interviewing him.
That's a genius move because at the time, Muschamp was the hottest name in coaching.
I know. I'm glad they didn't hire him. I'll tell you that. Clemson wouldn't have all those national titles if they'd hired Muschamp. I'll tell you that. They might have been on the same coaching carousel that some of these other teams are on. There might have been another 4 coaches by now if they had hired him.
That's like at the poker table, like hell of a fold there, buddy. You laid your cards down, didn't play it.
Now that being said, I think Florida is going to go. I think Florida's going to do everything in their power to go after a big splash hire.
Well, Gus Malzahn would be a splash hire.
Gus Malzahn would be. I think Jed Fish is even better.
I don't know what their financial situation is either. Admittedly, I'm not a Florida guy, but what's the buyout now? $40 million, something around.
So yeah, I think so.
Billy Napier's buyout is a little over 20, and it only goes down to 19 and a half in January or December, whatever it is. So, but there's no point in waiting because you're going to save yourself less than $1 million by trying to wait.
So it's 20 million. The other thing is we don't know how this new revenue sharing thing, like money's way tighter, and you're probably going to, I mean, we've heard this talked about. You're not going to see the buyouts paid in the way they were in the past, or probably the contracts given that you did in the past.
Oh, no, yes, we will. They're just going to keep going up, according to PigskinPeete.
I don't know that I agree with that, but I mean, I could be wrong.
Well, here's the thing, though. The revenue is sharing is not going to end up affecting the buyouts because the revenue sharing is what these networks are paying to the schools. The buyouts from the coaches are paid for by whoever the hell is paying the coach.
I just haven't seen any evidence that the teams are going to stop giving these insane contracts to coaches.
Yeah, according to Pete, the entertainment industry is not like every other industry in the history of the world.
I don't know. It's continued to go up my entire life and never gone down. So you're just saying now it's going to. Okay, fine. Maybe you're right, but I haven't seen any evidence of that. Huh?
So did the housing market till it did. No industry is foolproof from this happening to them.
Okay.
Well, when was the last 10-year, $100 million guaranteed coaching contract? I don't remember one in the last 3-4 years.
We're creeping up on it.
Dabo got one a couple years ago.
I know Mario got like a 10-year, $80 million deal.
Dabo's was 10 years, $110 million guaranteed. That was 2 years ago when he got that extension. I don't know if it's been 2 or 3 years now.
Yeah, I mean, that's for an extension. I guess I'm talking like when Jimbo left Florida State. Have we seen a team recently pull a coach from somewhere? Well, I guess Lincoln Riley.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lincoln Riley, yeah.
Yeah, you might be right, Pete.
I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying
No, you know what? You're right. Okay.
I haven't seen any evidence that it's not happening.
Stand strong, Rick. He's absolutely wrong.
Yeah, I don't know who the hell's
Meanwhile,
right,
also, let's not forget that Slim's been saying this for 5 or 6 years. He's not saying that this year. He's been wrong for the past 5 years.
If you're going to misquote me correctly. I started that this off season.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I will be interested to see how the changing landscape of the finances in college football affects the way coaches are paid, or if it will. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, we can argue about this till the cows come home. Kent State at Florida State. Florida State should wipe the floor with Kent State, although that would be hilarious if they didn't. But
I'm going to be honest. That's still like, okay, they played Alabama. Who have they played since then? Like,
who have they
feel
played?
Like we still don't really have a sense of what Florida State is completely.
Can I ask you something, Pete? Have you ever seen a line this high before? 44.5.
Yeah, I've seen. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I've seen higher.
Yeah, we've seen them over up. I've seen 56 and 57 point spreads before.
I've seen a 51. I think it was USC was favored by 51.5 and lost. This was probably about 10 years ago.
Yeah, that money line bet on that was money, literally. Ooh. But
it's not a lot of
points.
That's a lot of points. What would you say it was? 40 what?
44.5.
44.5. Yeah, I would never bet a line that big, but they probably should win by that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the over/under is 55.5. So I guess they don't think Kent State's going to score.
Yeah, they think Florida State's going to score 45 and Kent State's going to score 10, whatever.
Well, I mean, at the very least, in 2 weeks, we'll know what Florida State is, because Miami and Florida State play in 2 weeks.
Can't wait.
I think that would have been a better game day than Miami and Florida at this point.
Yeah, but if you just look around the country, it's kind of hard to pick another game day for this week, but I understand why they did it. But yeah, I agree with you.
I get it, but I'm kind of bummed because Florida being ass just really took some of the wind out.
There has to be a better game this weekend than that for game day. I was shocked when I saw that. Is that really the best game this weekend?
Look at the line. Maybe they know something we don't.
Yeah,
I mean, the line is still almost
Utah. Like that's a bigger. I mean, at least they're both undefeated. Like I don't understand it at all. I really don't.
Yeah.
Auburn, Oklahoma.
Yeah, why not? Yeah,
they're both undefeated.
I don't understand, and they're both SEC. Why didn't they go to that?
Yeah, Oklahoma and Auburn's probably a better matchup.
Because probably whatever the SEC network has its equivalent of game day, that's probably where they're going. And I know they don't like to do them both at the same game.
You haven't all of the game days been SEC. That's probably why they're doing that. Every game's been an SEC game so far. Game day, right? No. Yeah, well, yeah. Even week one, I was about to say Ohio State. It was in Ohio State, but they played Texas SEC team.
Okay, but game day was Oklahoma and Michigan too, and I mean there's another Big Ten.
Yeah, but also an SEC.
Look at Illinois and Indiana then, 9 versus 19.
That you know what? You got a good point there. I think they're giving their flowers to Miami because they look like the most complete team. I think that's what it is.
That's really like they couldn't go to watch them play Florida State later. Like,
well, they probably want to do one in Miami. Like, would anybody be supremely surprised if they're both undefeated in game days at Miami and Florida State in Tallahassee?
It could happen.
Like, I could see them just saying, "Okay, we want to do one in Miami."
I just don't understand. I just don't get it. And then they go, and then they don't come to Clemson, Georgia Tech, but they're doing this.
I'm not even mad at that.
I'm not either, but it just doesn't make it. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I don't really care, honestly.
Yeah, well, don't forget they went to Colorado last year to watch them play a nobody.
So anyway, Florida State should run over Kent State. I don't know about the spread. I think they probably should cover it, but I wouldn't bet that big of a spread. North Carolina at UCF. Did you see Bill Belichick?
Call them Central?
Yeah.
Central.
Yeah. The boys at Central, they got a pretty good staff over there.
Yeah.
Probably just doesn't even know.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I think he honestly doesn't know.
Yeah.
I think he half of the teams in college football, he doesn't even know who they are.
Jordan, what the hell do they call this team?
Yeah, what's his team? What's their mascot?
Oh, you think he asked Jordan about it?
Yeah, and Julius Peppers.
I think she knows more about the team names that he's playing than he does.
Probably. Anyway, I don't know. I'm confused about North Carolina. First of all, I don't think they're any good. So there is that.
Winning this game, lock of the week, UCF -6.5.
Okay, I'm with you. You know what? I'm gonna write that down. I might bet that.
She's earning her $20 for the concession stand that she gets mid-game.
So Rec, he's a betting genius, by the way. He says anything under 7 is a lock, and I believe him.
Right, I'm a betting genius because I don't bet. I want that to be known. But this quarterback threw for almost 500 yards last week.
Yeah, but you're a betting genius because you're using a coin. Yeah. And the coin would definitely say UCF is going to cover the 6.5.
I think I'm going to call it Carl the Coin.
Carl the Coin. I'm with you here. Anybody disputing this? UCF should win this. Send UCF.
I'll be honest. I don't know how terrible UCF is. So sure,
they're not terrible.
Isn't Scott Frost back there?
Yes.
Yeah, Scott Frost is back.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, he, according to him, he never should have left.
Give me the fighting Scott Frost.
Yeah, hindsight's 20/20, I guess.
I feel like if UCF had played any good games, I would have watched them. I know.
By the way, when Scott Frost tweeted that, we talked about it on College Football Weekly. Like, be careful what jobs you pick. Jeff Collins retweeted that.
Oh my God.
NC State at Duke.
NC State at Duke.
Duke a 3.5-point favorite in this game. That's also weird.
I told you that was one of my picks against the coin. I'm taking Duke here.
Of course.
I'm not bought in on NC State. I'm telling you, I'm not.
You're right. I can see it.
I can't.
I can see
Not
it.
with how Duke's played.
Duke has played awful.
For getting drugged by Tulane, you're taking them 3.5.
Duke has played awful, but they're not completely dead.
The reason that
bias, not even the coin is surprised that Pete's picking Duke.
There's a reason they're favored in this game.
Yeah, I think I might see where Pete's coming from.
Yeah.
Even if it's a place of hatred.
No.
Pete, like Dabo, you're letting your emotions get the better of you here. I just want you to know that.
I'm not. I would like to say fuck Dave Dorn. Yeah.
I'm not emotional. Fuck this guy.
No, I'm going to be honest. I really think Duke's going to win this game.
Are they going to cover 3.5 though?
I got it at 3.
Oh, you got it at -3.
I got it at -3. Is that what it is now? 3.5.
That's what it shows on the ESPN.
Yeah, because the money's going on Duke. That's what I'm saying. Look, they've been listening to me, and they're like, "This guy knows what he's talking about." He's slightly smarter than a coin.
We're all about to get bodied by this coin, dude.
No, I'm serious. I'm taking Duke -3. I just don't think NC State's very good, and they're due to lose a game, and their defense is terrible. And Duke's quarterback has been throwing, like I said earlier, he's averaging 325 yards a game through the air, and I don't think it's going to be any different this week. So,
all right.
And nobody just goes into Duke and expects to win.
No, you don't go into Durham without coming out on your back. I mean, that just don't happen.
I mean, come on. What are we talking about here?
Well, hell, Clemson didn't one year, didn't they?
That wasn't in Duke, though.
I need help, you guys.
That was in Durham. Y'all lost to Duke.
Maybe I just don't want to remember. I thought it was a neutral field game. Maybe I just want to forget about it.
Either you guys or the coin help me with my pick'ems this week.
Yeah.
Because in all the hullabaloo, I freaking forgot to do my pick'ems this past weekend, so I'm like behind a week now. I'm like 7 games behind. I gotta catch up. So
call up Rec Talk and y'all can flip that coin.
who do you think wins, Baylor or Arizona State?
It's not against the spread?
No, just pick'ems.
Oh.
I mean,
It's still hard.
It is. That one's hard, yeah.
But everybody I tell, they're like,
Where's the game? Where's the game?
It's not against the spread. Yeah, you'd be surprised.
I'd probably take. Where's the game? Is it in Baylor?
At Baylor.
I'd take Baylor.
Would you take Illinois over Indiana?
No.
I've hold on. I've got a coin here. Heads is Baylor.
I'm kind of leaning Illinois.
Yeah, do the coin.
Yeah, coin picks Baylor on that game.
Okay.
Yeah, the coin's a genius.
Baylor too. I have one more. Michigan versus Nebraska.
Nebraska.
Really, Nebraska?
Michigan.
Yeah,
It's at Nebraska.
I'm taking Nebraska. Yeah,
Coin picks Michigan.
I'd take Nebraska with the points too. But straight up, definitely.
That's the Nate can't lose bowl.
Yeah.
Nate the Great Bowl. Yeah.
Yep. He's gonna have on a Nebraska jersey with a Michigan hat. It's gonna be really weird looking.
I don't know if fake Patrick Mahomes can do it.
Hey,
What if the coin goes on a hell of a streak, and then that video blows up and people are like, "We got to know what the coin's picking.
yeah,
We're about to trail the coin."
yeah. And if that is the case, then you have to use the same coin each week. You can't switch it up with a different one.
Yeah, I'm gonna mark it. So I know.
All right.
Yeah.
Nate the
Well, I
Great's
don't
official
wanna mark
pick is
it.
Nebraska, so I'm going Nebraska.
If I mark it, then it will be slightly heavier on the side I mark it, but I will use the same coin.
Oh.
Yeah, don't lose it.
How many total points will be scored in Miami versus Florida? I put down 50.
38 to 21.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's around what I have.
I don't think Miami gives up 21 in that game.
All right.
Their
That's my
defense is
prediction.
Playing great.
38 to 21. However many points that is.
Think Florida can score that many?
Well, you're looking for a total, right?
Yeah.
So what's 38 plus 21?
Correct talk.
No?
It's 59. Jesus Christ.
Okay, so maybe it might be 50 to 9. Either way, it's going to be around that, between 55 and 60.
Now that's much more reasonable.
Did you just ask me to do arithmetic? What are you talking
Yeah. I thought you were suited for it.
about? I know
He
what
didn't even ask you to do.
He's got his
arithmetic.
calculator
He just
out.
asked you to do basic math.
I'm incapable.
All right, let's finish these games. Temple at Georgia Tech.
Oh, gee, I wonder who's going to win that freaking game.
The CW Network special this week at
All right.
4:30 p.m. for no reason. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, Tech is winning that game, you would think. I mean, I know we've had the Bowling Greens of the past. I don't know that they'll cover 23.5 just because I think they're going to try and run and keep Haynes healthy and then, get out of there without getting too banged up. But in fact, I probably would pick Tech not to cover.
All right. Atypical Gump has a good point here. Just take a Sharpie around the entire circumference of the coin, and that way it doesn't weigh one side more than the other.
Yeah, but that would mean I would have to apply the ink perfectly evenly across the entire circumference and it not bleed off. And press down with the same pressure the whole time.
This is true.
This is science, guys, okay? This isn't just some willy-nilly horseshit we're doing.
Yeah. He's right, actually. All right, so Georgia Tech I'm saying Georgia Tech by 20 points here.
Yeah, that's what I think, yeah.
Yeah. It's games. Are you going to the game?
I will be there, yes.
Yeah, of course you are. Well, that was a dumb question. I don't even know why I asked it.
Well, I thought about not going, but I was like, you know what?
Sitting by the same non-drunk asshole.
I'll be there.
I am going to walk down to our section and see if I can find that guy.
Yeah,
I'm not
find
lying
him.
about that.
Yeah, find Philo guy.
Hey, buddy, why don't you shut the hell up? All right, see you.
What if Georgia Tech goes down like early in the game, like 7-0 in the first quarter? Temple comes out, scores, and all of a sudden you hear that guy going, Philo! Philo!
You mean like they did the week before against Gardner-Webb?
Yeah.
I guess I'll be saying it with them. We'll be like Marco Polo, but Philo.
What if it turned out that guy's like Philo's like a cousin or something? It's like
Philo is
related to him.
his family tree then, if that's the case. I feel bad for him.
All right, we already talked about this game. So, I don't know, does anybody want to add anything to Florida and Miami? I think we've all pretty much. I mean, I've got Miami winning this by at least 2 scores, probably more. So,
yeah, I think Miami wins this by like 28 or something.
Right.
Like your quarterback just threw 5 picks. What makes you think that's going to be any different against Miami?
Not to mention, he looked like shit against who was it?
South Florida.
Yeah, it looked like shit against South Florida.
Got beat by South Florida. Yeah. Now I'll actually give the Gators defense a little bit of flowers. You would think that LSU would have blew them out with 5 interceptions, but they didn't.
Well, that's just because LSU's offense is pretty bad too, but their defense is legit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think everybody's on Miami, which usually from a betting standpoint, that's not a good thing. You're supposed to fade the public, as they say, but I don't know, man. This, I don't know. yeah. Give me Miami.
Yeah.
Big.
Vegas might lose their ass on this one.
Yeah. I got 100 on it already. Stanford at Virginia. Let's go Wahoos. Virginia's winning this one. I know Stanford won last week. I don't want to hear about that. Virginia's winning this game.
They're traveling too. So
a night game.
I honestly think that has a lot to do with it.
Night game in Charlottesville, all the way across the country.
I'm not gonna write off Boston College because they lost at Stanford either.
Give me Virginia, and they cover the 15.5.
Ooh.
Dang.
Michael,
too,
so says the coin.
Michael seems to think that Stanford's got the offense figured out. They said it had a couple of stutter steps those first couple of weeks, but now they got the offense moving. I'm still taking Virginia.
I don't think so.
I'm still taking Virginia. Can Cal keep the win streak going?
Yes,
at San Diego State? This is the late game, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I say yes. I'm bought in. I'm all in on Cal. Dabo says I'm not all in on Clemson because I criticized him. I'm all in on Cal. Fuck it. I'm not all in on Clemson anymore. I'm all in on Cal now.
Yeah, I take Cal here.
I'm going to move out there and vote Democrat now.
All right. People are already bought in on the coin. All right. Heads, Cal covers 12.5. They do not cover the 12.5.
I disagree with the coin. They cover.
Yeah, coin says they don't.
Peete says, fuck your coin.
Yeah, Cal covers the 12.5.
All right. You hear that, Carl? Talking shit.
You named your coin now?
Yeah, there's zero chance I move to Cal and vote Democrat. Don't worry, guys. People are worried that I'm being serious. I think.
I'm thinking about becoming Wiccan.
What is that? Oh, is that like a witch?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That'd be a good witch.
How do you, is there a class for that you take, or you just have to give your soul over to Satan? How does that work?
I think you just wear a lot of black and draw random shapes in the floor, and you're good.
Do you have to wear eyeliner?
You know, I don't know. I would, though. I mean, I've put makeup on in videos before.
Yeah.
I still got it. So
I have to.
you mean, yeah, you've dressed up like a woman. You want to come join
My wife
me?
hated that, dude.
Well, you know, women.
She-Dog is her least favorite character.
Yeah, She-Dog was ugly as fuck.
I don't know, dude.
I thought she was kind of bad.
You get a few beers and your She-Dog might come calling.
I don't know if there's that many beers on the planet.
Sure there are. Get you some more of the mystery shots, She-Dog.
Oh God! All right, I think we've said enough. We've said enough, and we've said it all at the same time.
We've said it all.
We've said it all, and we're not going to say no more. All right, appreciate it, Rec Talk as usual. if we don't talk to you between now and this weekend, good luck to your Jackets. I don't think you'll need it against Temple, but good luck anyway. I'm a Haynes King fan. I've said this before the season started. I'm a Haynes King fan. I was not a Haynes King fan for 1 week of the year, and that was last week because they were playing my Tigers. But I am a Haynes King fan, so I'm rooting for him. I like to see him do good.
Appreciate it. I'm now going to go flip some coins on your picks.
Yeah, guess who I'm not a fan of?
Who?
Philo!
Yeah, when Philo's the starter next year, you're going to be like,
I can't stand Philo, and it's not even his fault. It's just that guy's fault.
Yeah.
Philo.
Yeah.
Justice for Philo.
No, fuck Philo. Haynes King all the way. All right. Thank you for coming on, Slim, buddy. I appreciate you.
Yeah, sir.
I would say good luck to your Canes. I don't think you'll need it, though.
I hope you're right.
Yeah. All right, man. Talk to you later.
All right. Yep.
All right, Sea-Dog, buddy. We did it.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, man.
Had a freaking blast this weekend.
Yeah, I did too. All jokes aside, I had a good time hanging out with you guys. Maybe we'll have to do it again next time Clemson comes to Georgia Tech. Or y'all, you know what? Y'all need to come to Y'all need to come to Clemson and meet me up there for a Clemson Georgia Tech game one year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever been there before?
I've driven through and I've like gone to their stadium. It's amazing. I'd love to see a game there.
Yeah,
I thought it was crazy looking.
Yeah, it's a great. Yeah, you'll like it.
I really wish our stadium looked like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we're an engineering school. It should look cooler, you know.
I agree.
But maybe one day.
All right. Well, appreciate you, buddy. Have a good night, and I'll talk to you later.
All right. See.
All right. The great Sea-Dog, everybody. Anyway, thank you all for joining us for the ACC show. Great show tonight. And what do I got going on the rest of this week? The midday show tomorrow on the second channel. If you're not subscribed to the second channel, there's a link to it in the description of this live stream. Tomorrow night, the call-in show at 10 p.m. following the Rob and Kale show, Carolina Jackpot and Rob Sanders. I'll be on at 10 o'clock after them. And this weekend, I'll be live at noon for the noon games, including Clemson and Syracuse. For the 12 o'clock games. All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great rest of your night.